You guys know I had to do a Tarantino film. Welcome to Paranormal. My name is Kara Thusen. If you're new here, I combine my love of snacks and ghost attacks. So if that's your thing, why don't you go ahead and click that red subscribe button for me. And while you're down there, go ahead and click that thumbs up button for me too. Today, we are continuing through the month of September, Urban Legends, and it's going to be an awesome episode today. So stay tuned for that. At the end of the episode, I'm going to be showing you some pumpkin spice popcorn. So you're going to want to watch, hopefully, because it's delicious and addicting. And with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, our first story brings us to the great state of Oregon, Cannon Beach to be exact. And this story is called Bandage Man. Ooh. So Cannon Beach, Oregon is one of my favorite places to go. My husband and I go there on vacation sometimes, just like a couple trip without kids. It's awesome. And Cannon Beach is absolutely beautiful. I believe part of the beach is where Goonies was filmed. And so this story about Bandage Man originates from the 50s or 60s, and it's like a modern day mummy. It's about a logger who somehow got into this logging accident, was kind of cut up everywhere. And an ambulance comes to pick him up, and they wrap him up, and there is a landslide on their way to the hospital. The ambulance goes down the landslide. They go to look for the Bandage Man in the back, and he is nowhere to be found. So this is located off of Highway 101. Many stories of Bandage Man. It says that he is wrapped up in many bandages, that he likes to get into your car and bang on the window. He smells of rotting flesh. I actually wish that I had read this story before our last trip to Cannon Beach, because it would have been fun to kind of investigate that. Anyways, the story goes that this couple was making out in this car, as couples do. And the Bandage Man hops into the back of their pickup. They feel a shift in weight in the back of the truck, and they turn around and look, and they see this man covered in bandages. Of course, they freak out, and the boy starts the car and just guns it. Now, if you've been to Highway 101, it is pretty curvy, and it's pretty dangerous to drive if you're going fast. But he did it anyway. He made his way to downtown Cannon Beach, where his family owned a service shop. And once they got into their territory, they started to feel a little bit safer. They got out of the truck, they looked in the back of the truck, and he was gone. There's many stories like this, if you want to look it up, where Bandage Man appears when teenagers are making out in the back of their car, banging on the window. And they all describe him as stinky. They describe him with scary eyes, wrapped up in bandages. I don't know, what do you think? Do you believe in Bandage Man? I think I'm going to take a trip to Cannon Beach, just strictly for business, to let you guys know if I see anything. I'll make out with my husband and we'll see. Now we're going to travel a little bit north of Oregon to the great state of Washington. And you might have heard of this guy. His name is Bigfoot. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So Bigfoot is described by some as like a gentle giant, while others describe him as a ferocious beast. He's a large ape-like man, and he roams the Pacific Northwest, although there have been sightings nationwide. But most of the sightings are in Washington. I first heard about Bigfoot as a kid. I believe the movie Harry and the Hendersons came out, and that's what I know of Bigfoot, and it's a good movie. You should go watch it. Anyways, in that movie, he is like a gentle giant. And while that's fiction, I don't know. I kind of believe that there could be a Bigfoot. I really do. With all the sightings, there's footprints, there's various photos. I did a little digging, and I saw that as early as, I believe, January 2020, there was video footage from a webcam, rather, on a mountain. So, here it is. So that video came from Snoqualmie, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Washington. What are your thoughts? Do you think that that's real? I mean, it's a webcam. I don't know if they faked it. It was live footage. What are your thoughts? Do you believe in Bigfoot? I really think I do. I mean, there's too much evidence to not believe that. There's too many credible people who have witnessed Bigfoot. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. All right, you guys, I just wanted to pop on here because I had just finished filming and I was scrolling through Instagram, as one does, and I came across this guy that I follow named Mr. Cryptozoology. And when you know it, he posted a story about Bigfoot, and it was one that I hadn't heard of before, and it actually happened in, I believe, 2019, the winter of 2019 in North Carolina. You may have heard of this story about, I think, a little boy named Casey Hathaway. He was about 3 years old when it happened. But here's what he put on his Instagram. I'm going to read it to you, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. When 3-year-old Casey Hathaway was found by rescuers last week, again, this was 2 years ago, after 2 nights lost in the freezing cold woods of North Carolina, he had a very simple explanation to give as to how he survived. A large friendly bear helped him. As his auntie Brianna Hathaway posted to Facebook, Casey is healthy, smiling, and talking. He said he hung out with a bear for 2 days. God sent him a friend to keep him safe. God is good. Miracles do happen. While obviously extremely cool if true, this seems unlikely. As bear researcher Chris Servine, I believe, from the University of Montana, unambiguously told The Guardian, "I've never known such a thing to happen. Bears don't do that." We can all agree that it is surely miraculous that little Casey survived, but we must also all agree that it is pretty unlikely that it was the friendship of a bear that allowed him to survive. Luckily, there is a very simple, very plausible explanation for how he managed to survive. Bigfoot. Again, this happened in the winter, and as we know bears do, they hibernate. They don't come out to come protect children. So, what are your thoughts on this? Could it have been Bigfoot? To me, it seems plausible. It really does. What are your thoughts? Okay. Back to regular programming. Our last story takes place in West Virginia. I believe it's Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And this is called Mothman. So in 1966, West Virginia, Point Pleasant to be exact, there were many sightings of a half-man, half-moth creature. It was followed by some alien-like lights and men in black. Some believe it's a government experiment gone wrong, while others believe it's a supernatural being, or some people believe it's an alien of some sort. So, story goes that if you spot Mothman, something sinister will happen afterwards. And this belief was heightened in December 15th, 1967. Shortly after the first sightings of Mothman. So it is believed that Mothman was the cause of this devastating collapse of, I believe it's called Silver Bridge, killing 46 people. Locals believe that because Mothman was spotted around there, that he was the cause of their death. So, town of Point Pleasant actually takes pride in Mothman. They have a parade every year. They have a statue, seen here, of Mothman. But in 2016, there was a report of seeing Mothman again. And here it is.
Hunters in Mason County may need to be on the lookout for something other than deer when they hit the woods this week. Eyewitness News reporter Fallon Pearson shows us what else may be lurking out there too.
Up until Sunday night, he hadn't been spotted recently, but according to these pictures, the legendary Point Pleasant Mothman is back. These pictures, supposedly taken by a man who says he was driving along State Highway 2 in Point Pleasant, saw something jump from tree to tree, so he pulled off the road to take these pictures. The man declined an on-camera interview, but is adamant the pictures are real. And some locals like Carolyn Harris believe it.
I definitely know that the Mothman's real.
Harris has owned the Mothman Diner for 48 years. She also helped start the Mothman Festival. Harris said there's been too many sightings of the Mothman for her not to believe.
First responders and the sheriff's department and stuff that I talked to, that they definitely made a believer out of me.
Harris has met many Mothman believers over the years, like the Smiths.
You have eyewitnesses, so, you know,
to be real, right?
yeah, it does have potential, and I do sort of want to believe.
We asked the local Mothman expert and owner of the Mothman Museum, Jeff Wamsley, just how authentic the pictures are. Wamsley said, with modern technology, it's almost impossible to know for sure if the pics are real. But even if they are fakes, the benefits of the Mothman's legend to the town of Point Pleasant are very real.
It's a good thing. A lot of people, it brings a lot of people to the area. It's here to stay. It ain't leaving.
Fallon Pearson, Eyewitness News.
Now, many people tell us they believe the Mothman is a bad omen, only appearing when catastrophe is about to strike. There have been many claims the winged, red-eyed creature was seen right before the Point Pleasant Silver Bridge collapse back in 1967.
Pretty interesting video, right? Those photos look pretty real, but I mean, I'm no expert, so. Anyways, what are your thoughts? Comment down below. All right, let's get to our white chocolate pumpkin spice popcorn. This is delicious. It's simple. It's 3 ingredients. You can do it. Here it is. Alright guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's urban legends. And let me know your thoughts. Do you believe in these legends? I think for me, I do believe in Bigfoot. I don't know about Mothman, and I don't know about Bandage Man. I think Bandage Man is created to scare off teenagers making out in cars. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Have any of you seen Bigfoot or Mothman or Bandage Man? Or had any experiences or stories that you want to tell? If you have a paranormal story or crypto or urban legend that you would like me to share, I would love to hear from you. My contacts, again, are in the description box. Or you can email karanormal21@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. Anyways, with that said, I hope that you guys make today's recipe because it is highly addictive and delicious, and it'll be a hit at any party. And I will see you next week with our last urban legend episode. And then we get to Halloween, which is going to be super fun. So stay tuned. All right, guys, have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.